Dan, what's up, Alo?
Hey, Dan,
Alo,
I hope you're doing well, bro.
Alo.
You're staying safe.
All right, and we're live on YouTube as well. What's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys?
We are live for our Sunday sit down today. We have some interesting things to talk about. I think we just had about like an hour or two of a conversation on certain things, a lot of things actually. But we just wanted to hop on here, guys. We have some things that we want to answer, but I think the biggest topic that I want for this video is what has helped us, right? Us, our personal experience, what has helped us grow the most as an individual up to this point. And I think that's something that I truly think is important to talk about. And if you guys have any questions on IG, please let us know.
What's going on, Hunter?
We are here to answer it. We're going to dive right into it. So why don't you go first, Eli? The question is, what has helped you most grow as an individual up to this point?
Let me see the mic. I think one of the best ways to sort of describe this is there's no one thing that has helped, but at the same time, you can pinpoint the top. I'd say maybe like three things, and those three things I really have to say. I mean, or just like personal development. Focusing on, let's say, like fitness and having a routine and regimen that then transcends into like other work routines.
Yeah,
I think that truly like the concept of like just doing the smallest thing, just push-ups. Like if you do push-ups, I think push-ups are so great because you don't need any weights. You can just do them by yourself. And if you start by just doing like 10, 15, 20, your body will naturally be inclined and you can always just do more after that time. And I think that when you see the results of doing 100 push-ups a day, then you're more inclined to go and venture into like the gym and then do better things throughout your life, whether it be meditating more, whether it be like, talking about business more, whether it be like reading more, right? Just the act of like you forcing yourself through a challenge, seeing your body get the results from it, and then going forward. I wouldn't say fitness in general. I'd say just like push-ups have, I think from when we first moved in, I was just doing push-ups, bro. I was kind of out of shape, and they like helped me kind of just build a regimen, build a routine, build confidence, right, in the results that I was seeing to then go venture into other things. And I think that was maybe one of the biggest things that's helped me on this journey.
Also, if you guys have any questions for us on Instagram, let us know because we're here to answer questions.
And YouTube, if you're on YouTube, drop your questions.
And YouTube as well. Yeah, what's going on? But for me, what has helped me grow the most as an individual, I think it was more so a mindset approach. For me, the biggest thing that made the difference is just taking action on the things that I knew, right? The knowledge that I had. I've been accumulating knowledge since I was in high school, thinking about, okay, I know I have to do this to become better. I know I have to do certain things. I know I have to work on my mindset, things of that nature. But when I really took it serious and I realized that the only thing that matters in terms of getting results is you taking that knowledge and then being able to apply it. I see so many times, especially young entrepreneurs, people know what they have to do and they spend hours on YouTube. They spend hours watching their mentors online and things of that nature. And they get stuck in just action analysis, or they can't take action. They get all this great information, but they never take action on what they've been taught. And so the biggest thing, especially in this year, was by far being able to take action on the things I was learning and actually be able to apply it. And when I did that, it made all the difference. Like in 4 months, I probably made the most change in my life than I have the 4 years before. But that also was just 4 years of trying to take action, right? And so that might be your journey, right? You might have to take action, want to take action for 3 years, and then all of a sudden the 4th year things click, and then you start taking action. So it's not a waste of time, right? It's just the effort of trying to take action, and eventually it might just click with you. One day you might just be like, something will happen, or just internally you just have something click and you start taking action on the things that you should have taken action before. And shouldn'ts are words that I like to take out of my vocabulary, because that's another thing is with mindset. If you keep telling yourself that you should do something, you end up judging yourself on doing it, and you end up not doing it at all. So not saying that you should do this, you should make these cold calls, you should start this business, you should become a better person. It's judging yourself to make it harder for you to actually do that thing.
You're setting yourself up for when you don't do it, to be like in a failure mindset. Like I said I should do this and then
I didn't do it.
And then
And now you feel like shit.
exactly.
And that's no way to grow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you now. What do you define as success in your own words? If you had to sum it up in a very short sentence, what do you define success as?
I would say that, there's a lot of information and there's a lot of people in this world who have made an impact on me and made an impact on Caleb and made an impact on a lot of other people. And I think success is, whatever you bring up to be as success, like your definition of success. It can be different for a lot of different people. For me, my definition is more so like setting yourself up to have value brought to the world. And in turn, whether that's like money as a byproduct or whatever, in turn, you're just, a lot, it doesn't matter like how much money you make, you're still happy with yourself, right? Success is like the ultimate culmination that you've kind of peaked at, right? Where you've tried to become your best self. You are aiming to be your best self and you do things daily to maintain that. That is what success, I think, is, in my opinion. And there are a lot of people, like I said, it can be different. It can be, for some people it might be having $1 million company. That's what success means. But for me, at least, I've realized that, you can find happiness, freedom. You can find, things like peace, even within your own self today. You don't need to have all those kind of things that success is played up to be. Success is more so just a culmination and like awareness that, you are in touch with yourself, and no matter what happens, you are still proud of what you're doing and you're happy with your current self. Yeah. I don't know if that was like a long answer, but yeah. What about you? What about you for success, Caleb? What's your definition?
So my definition of success has changed over time, obviously. But now when I look at success, I look at happiness. So true happiness, I think, is the success that anybody can develop over time. And I think that because there's so many examples of people that are rich, right? We talk about this all the time. People that are rich that don't feel happy inside. They don't feel that kind of fulfillment. And for me, that's not true success. Like true success is being truly, truly happy, not pleasure. There's a big difference between pleasure and happiness. But really finding happiness within yourself, I think, is the true success. And to add on to that, becoming a better version of yourself every single day. That for me is success. And you can see that success on a daily basis just by how happy you feel, as well as whether or not you have became a better version of yourself that day, right? It could be 5 more minutes of working out. That could be being a better relationship, with your friends, with your family, with your spouse, right? Just doing a little bit better every single day. I think that's true meaning of success, is wanting to become better, right? Whether it be making more sales calls to become more of a better person, right? And also just finding true success or true happiness within yourself. I think that is a big, big definition of what success means to me.
Yeah. And to add on to that, just kind of like thinking a little bit here, there's a lot of people that even like with us, we're like, man, we want to get to the top of the mountain. We want to get to the peak of the mountain. After we've gone through the work and vigor, like we're going to be sitting tall and like feel happy or whatever. But in reality, there's no finish line and you're never going to get to the top of the mountain. And if you fall in love with falling and getting to the top of the mountain, then you're going to have a different approach and different experience as you go along through work. It's more so falling in love with the climbing of the mountain and then being intact with that, being okay with the fact that you're always just going to be trying to reach something, but your journey is what you fall in love with as you're going through it. So yeah, how's everyone going? For those of you that just joined,
Michaela. Michaela's Dan's older sister. I haven't seen her in a while. What's going on? All right, so that answers that question. The third question, I actually had one of my viewers ask me this question, and it was finding your why, right? So they actually asked me what my why was, but also how to find your why if you haven't already defined what that is for you. So yeah, you want to get into it?
Yeah, so finding your why. Man, this is see, Caleb didn't brief me on these questions, so like I'm really like I usually like to ponder these a little bit more, but
But you know what I realized is that we just hop on, we just talk,
hop
and
on,
there's
talk.
no structure to things. So like 5 minutes before this call, I was like, let me write down 3 important questions that I wanted to ask, right? And put you on the spot.
Dude,
So
that
that's-
first question really kind of took it and woke me up. But my why, right? So obviously, when we work a lot or when we get to the, let's say we're like, man, we're trying to be our best selves. Like, what are we working for, man? Like, what is it that we want to give back to the world? The question that I struggle with is like, well, why do you want to work so much, Eli? And in reality, I'm still fighting with answering the question, right? But I think that my main thing has been like to develop and have more of a free life that then impacts my family, and they're then in turn more free because of it, in the sense that they don't have to worry about the menial things that go throughout life, but they're well off. And I have, again, successfully worked enough to where they can sort of not relax, but do the things that they always wanted to do, even though they are doing the things that they always wanted to do, but maybe just in like a better sense of like not having to really commit to any like hardcore regimen. They're just doing it to do it. And I'm, always struggling with what actions I'm doing daily to add to that why, and like how to get better at answering that question. But I think my why is really just, I'm doing it for the family, because of the sacrifices they made to get me here, and for the people that around me that I want to influence as well. Not even just my family, but like friends and other close, mentors and stuff like that. Yeah. That's why I do it. And yeah. What about you?
So my why is, again, something that developed over time. I don't think with anything, guys, like even when we ask what is your definition of success, that I think that just defines itself over time. I don't think there's one thing. There may be one thing for certain people, but for the majority of us out there, I think that it's a growing process, and you start to really understand what your why is. For me, my why is, to give you guys a backstory, I struggled with social anxiety. I struggled with depression, mental health in general. And I always ask myself why there is no education around mental health. Like, if you guys, and it's hard for people that never struggled with mental health or anxiety or depression, but for you guys that do go through that or have gone through it, you know how hard it is. One of the hardest things, I had a lot of hard things happen to me. That was by far one of the hardest things that happened to me in my life. And there was no education around that. I was always asking myself, and my parents never understood. They would come to me and they're like, why are you anxious in class? Or why are you doing certain things that, you shouldn't be doing? And they just never understood it. My mom, she was a bit more understanding. My dad was more so like, get over it. Like, that was his answer. That was his advice to me. Like, when I asked that, I was like, even with certain people, there's so many people that, they were just like, they just didn't give me a response. It was just like, get over it, or things will pass, things of that nature. My mom, she's the more empathetic type. She's the one that was like, I feel for you and I want to help you. But she still didn't have the answers because she's not experienced in this field. And so from a very young age, I always ask myself, why is there no education around mental health? And why are we just neglecting it? Like, we don't talk about it within school. We don't talk about it within our friend group. We don't talk about it within our kids and our family, within our family. Like, that's an important topic. And so my why, even when I started the digital marketing agencies, I realized that I wanted to make sure that I could start this agency to make enough money, resources, to be able to make a bigger impact. And my why is to be able to help people that were in my situation, people that struggled with mental health, people that felt lost like I did. Like, I really felt lost. I really felt like no one had my back and I had no way to get out of that. Like that, I want to make sure that anybody else, the kids growing up right now, the millennials that are growing up right now, when they get into that situation, I am there to help. At least they have a resource, and I'm able to reach out to them to prevent that from happening. Because that was 4 years of my life that was hard. It was one of the hardest years of my life. And those are years that, like, usually you start to develop that kind of stuff in high school. You're supposed to have fun in high school. And I took away the pleasure in those precious moments, right? High school, college. and even for the rest of your life. So that's my why. I want to make sure that I can help people that were in my situation before, as well as, of course, my family. My family is one of my biggest whys as well. And I want to be able to provide for them and have an income for them. So that's mine right there.
Awesome. Kind of scared of the next question that he's going to hit me with. I'm like already thinking about it and I might have to tap out. I'm out of here, guys.
What's up? We got Thomas in the building. We got Alex in the building. What's going on, guys? Last question. We're going to wrap it up with this last question. We're going to make this one good. The phrase, why you should never give up. What were your experiences of that and why it's so important? Because I think we talk about this a lot and we know the importance of never giving up, but the experiences that have proved that to you and why it's so important and why they should do the same.
Yeah. So like another big thing that Caleb and I talk about is like, and there's a quote that, we learned from a book. It's like personal development reflects personal income, right? Sometimes when we're in a position where we're broke or we don't have the resources to move forward with and this has happened to me a lot of times in my life, like we're just in this rut, like we don't know where to go. We don't know how to pivot. We don't know who to talk to move forward, to make income or to move forward, to make a connection with the world, however it is. Right. And a lot of the times in reality, we have to go through those periods of time and sacrifice to come out as better people and go through those growth pains. The reason why, we aren't supposed to give up is because we lose a lot of momentum. If we, for example, let's say we commit to working out every day and we commit to doing a good thing and we commit to working, but then we stop after a week. We just lost all the momentum of that previous week. Now we got to get it back again. That momentum is called Big Mo, and Big Mo goes away. He's not invited to the party when you get drunk on the weekends.
Big Mo's
throughout the week, and he's like killing us throughout the week, and he's like, you got to keep going, you got to keep going. Anyway, I think the reason why I don't like thinking about giving up is because I think I'm going to lose that big momentum. And at the same time, right, not only will I lose that momentum, but I don't know what's going to happen if I were to commit to it for let's say another week, another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks, right? Sometimes, when we have this lazy voice, it's like, all right, just take a break. Just don't even think about work, right? Well, we don't know what's going to happen if we were to just keep pushing through that wall and keep pushing through the unknown. I think that's very powerful when we grow because you're tapping into what, is your better self and what it should be doing. And in that sense, you're tapping into more experiences, you're getting more out of it. The question of man, should I give up now before I find out what's on the other side of that if I were to keep going? Right. I think that's very powerful. And I think people need to push and find out those circumstances, find out what's going to come back in the world for them when they don't give up, and really just find the motivation to keep them without giving up, right? Our motivations fluctuate. There's a lot of different research behind it. And I think that my biggest thing is struggling with finding that motivation so that I don't lose the momentum and I keep going and pushing into the weeks moving forward. It's very difficult sometimes, but that's why the motivation has to be very high to deal with that difficult mentality that we have sometimes when we want to give up. What about you?
It's a good answer. Good answer. So why you should never give up. And guys, we are a proving example of the fact that if you stay, you continue with what you're doing, you will eventually break through. And everyone has their breakthrough at different moments of their life. Some people get lucky, they get it early, right? Some people work for it, they get it early. Some people work really hard and they get it in 10 years. We had instances even with Chris Cho. He didn't blow up until now. He's been doing work on social media for years of just massive content, just putting out a video every day. Now he has millions of followers. Now he's blowing up. Now he's verified on Instagram, and God bless, because that man deserves it. But he didn't give up. And that was an inspiration even in my life, knowing that this guy was going to blow up. I had a feeling, you ever get that feeling where you have a sense of this guy's going to blow up.
Right.
It's just a matter of time. He just has to keep going. And being able to see that with one of my mentors at the time and knowing that this could happen for me as well. For me, guys, when I started my digital marketing agency, that was about 3-4 years ago. I go back to my archive on Instagram. And for you guys that were following me for a while now, you guys fucking know I was posting videos about getting my first client. I had a yoga studio that I was charging about $400 a month. And that was my very first client. And I was in the trenches, just trying to set meetings. And this was 3-4 years ago. Never got past $1,000 a month. And I thought, when I looked at other people, I was like, wow, this is a flake There's no way people are making 40,000 a month or 50,000 a month or breaking 10K marks. Like, I thought that was nearly impossible. And I just thought that they had extra money from their parents. And that's why I thought, it's a victim mindset. I stuck at it for 3 to 4 years. And when people ask us how we built an agency to over 10K a month, they did not know that we were at this for a while. I was in this space. I had to go to California and work under somebody to learn more about the business, to then come back and apply it, still not see results, right? But I never gave up. And now we're getting to that point where we're making money within the company, but people only see that. They only see the outside surface. We were talking about this on our call the other day, and we were saying how people only see, like, if Michael Jordan made the game-winning shot, let's say 60 times, they only see that number. But they don't see the fucking 60 times that he missed the game-winning shot. There was probably more. He probably missed more game-winning shots than he did making them. But at the end of the day, when you end your career, when you end your life, people only see what you've done. Right. The successes that you have done. But they don't see the amount of failures. They don't see the amount of work that it put, the amount of years that you had to develop in order to get your breakthrough moment. And that's why, like, even with you guys, like, you guys see us now, you guys see us from social media, and we only hop on at certain times, but you guys do not see the day-to-day things that we do on a daily basis. Waking up at 6:45 every morning, Monday through Friday, go to the gym, get our meditation in. Like, yes, we enjoy doing that kind of stuff, but that's because we built a routine for it, because we saw the benefits. But at first, it was damn fucking hard.
So hard.
It was damn fucking hard waking up at that time every morning, knowing that we had to sleep at 9 p.m. every night, and sacrificing that in order to know that this is what it takes to be successful. Yeah. So that's like my reason on why you should never give up, because we are a proven example of the fact that if you just are persistent, you will get to that point, that goal that you want to achieve. And people break early.
Yeah. And then the best thing, and this is quote unquote by Albert Einstein, I'm butchering this a little bit, but literally said, and Albert Einstein knew this, that one of the 8th wonders of the world, was like the compound effect. Literally the compound effect. What is the compound effect? The compound effect is that, if you have, let's say, $10 you put in each week, and it just doubles each week, that result, right? And then you get to 20, and 20 doubles, and then, 40 doubles, and then the 80 doubles, right? It might be growing very steadily at first, and it might take a long time for it to go up, any sort of progress. But at a point, you start to get into like the 50,000s and 500,000s, and those double, and they start creating exponential growth that is literally unstoppable. And that, right, if you were to cut it off at, let's say, 10,000 that you're at, or like that, whatever number you may think you're on track to hit, and you cut it off, you're never going to know what happens when you reach the exponential levels. If you look at Warren Buffett and how his wealth was created, he didn't start making his billions until he was in his 60s. His 60s. That's like his lifespan started at 60, and then that's where the numbers start to really hit the stratosphere. I mean, it's insane. And if he were to give up, then he would have never known what would have happened. But he stuck with it. He realized that the hard work was going to pay off, and he had to get to 60 to find that out. Now that for me is motivating, because it's like, wow, like, when are we going to get that? And it's like a never-ending game. It's an infinite game. We have to play knowing there's no finish line, and just knowing that we have to get better every single day and be comfortable with that before we start getting, mentally bombarded with like, oh, we got to score and finish and feel great about it. Like, nah, just focusing on the actual tasks and like the moving the needle forward each day, not worrying about ever succeeding and getting to the point. Anyway.
Yeah, guys, I had my struggles with anxiety, right? And when I think about it, if I quit, like, trying to find out why I was anxious, if I quit finding out the answer to that, which is always ongoing, I look back now and I'm like, I would probably still be depressed. I would probably still be very, very anxious right now if I didn't keep at my work of finding out, making the commitment to find out the answer on how to make sure that I am not anxious, or how to make sure that I can cope with that. If I didn't do that today, I would have been in a whole different situation. I don't even think I would have started a business, because I was so anxious. I was so depressed at the time. And if I didn't just keep going at it, I'd be a different person right now, in a bad way. I'd be a lot more socially anxious. I'd be a lot more depressed. we probably wouldn't be able to build this business. I probably wouldn't even have the idea to continue a business because of the fact that I was so anxious, so depressed. So this applies for anything. It's just not business, right? It's not a business idea, guys. If you guys are watching this right now on my live stream, it is not just business and giving up. It's you. If you're an athlete, it's not giving up on your sport. It's knowing that you take daily actions. You go to practice, you show up. That is what I mean, right? And even if you think you're in a low point in your life, right? And you're like, oh, Caleb, I want to give up, or things aren't looking so well. Of course, it's not going to look well. Nothing great, right? If you want to become great, if you want to live a great life, that takes time. I think people, they see, and it's because of the media, it's because of TV, people see like a lavish lifestyle and they're like, wow, like I should be able to live that. But they don't understand, like there's work, there's years of things that you have to happen in order for you to get to that point. And people just want instant gratification. That's how our society is set up nowadays. People just think that they can get a mansion like that and that they're privileged to do that when they haven't worked for it. That's why I think that's why a lot of people give up. That's what I wanted to say, is that a lot of people give up because they see other people and they're like, wow, you know, they got that, and they think automatically they got it in like months, when now it's years of work. And that's what I was saying. No one documents their journey to get to where they are. And that's why I do videos like this. And that's why I do a YouTube channel, is because I want to make sure that I can eliminate that belief. Like I want to document my process in order to become a millionaire. Right. And if I can go tell people confidently on TV, be like, yo, guys, go back to my Instagram, go back to my YouTube, look at the stories, look at my videos, and I will show you that I am living an example of going from zero to $1 million. And it was not easy. So that way people can't doubt me when I say that I started from ground zero. And I think a lot of people don't have that. They don't share that journey. And it's hard for people to believe that.
Yeah. And it's because a lot of what society, like what Caleb was talking about, society really makes us a very consumeristic society. Like we have, for example, like if your Wi-Fi is slow and you're trying to download an app, like you get mad. I get mad because we're so consumeristic. We want it right away. We're like, man, why is it not getting, it's instant gratification. It's wanting to get the now without the work. It's those tiny little things that happen all throughout our lives that treat us and make us prompted and, briefed on like having these thoughts that, I mean, are very, very negatively going to impact how we grow and how we treat other situations. And yeah,
like for example, Nipa, right? Nipa, I used to work with Nipa at Burlington. You know Burlington?
Coat Factory.
Yeah, Burlington Coat Factory, guys. I used to fucking work there. Okay, and it was a great environment. I had great team members like her, and that just goes to show, like when we talk about never giving up, guys. I used to work at Burlington. I used to work at Walmart as a stocker. I used to work as a cart pusher at Rite Aid, at ShopRite. Guys, I did things that when people look at me now, they're like, what the fuck? They're like, there's no way.
I feel that, yeah.
There's no way. Like, and that's what I was saying. That's why I think it's so important that we use these kind of platforms to be able to show where we started. Like, show from when I was pushing carts or when you were doing certain jobs, right?
Dude, washing cars,
cars, all of that. Dude. And to now, like being able to show that journey, that's why I'm inspired to do that. And also my brand, right? When I came up with the brand name, is A New Expression. That means something to me, guys. Like that truly does. And that is the premise of it, is being able to change as a person. Right. And that's what I want this journey to represent, this channel to represent, is showing that change is possible. But there has to be a new expression. There has to be a lot of action. There has to be a lot of planning. There has to be a lot of commitment from you to be able to make that change in your life, in you as a person, in your relationships. It all requires a lot of work, a lot of effort here, guys. And what I don't want to happen is so many millennials thinking that they can just shiny object, get to the next business plan next month, become a millionaire. Like, it's just so glamorized, and that whole lifestyle is just so like the Kardashians, things of that nature. If you guys are watching that, I highly suggest you to stop watching it for a month or two. Like, stop watching things that make you think that you're not good enough, because what you're doing is you're comparing yourself to other people, and that stops your journey. Your journey is different from the Kardashians. Kylie Jenner was born into a billion-dollar industry. Her mom is a master. Her mom had things planned for their daughters so that when they grow up, they have this platform in which they're able to advertise. I can guarantee you that Kylie Cosmetics was planned before Kylie was even born. Like, they were born in a different lifestyle. Like, and it's crazy when I see these girls like on Instagram thinking that I want to compare myself to Kylie Jenner. Like stop comparing yourself, guys. That's the worst thing that you could do. Everyone has their own journey, right? My journey might come in 2 years where I blow up. Who knows? It might be in 20 years where I blow up, right? Everyone has a different journey. And the more that you compare yourself to other people, the more that you'll be down on yourselves, and the slower that you'll get into actually making your dreams happen.
Yeah.
That's a 30-minute live, dude.
So yeah, guys.
Wrapping it up with the Q&A, Sunday coffee.
Sunday coffee. Caleb has no coffee.
That? Yeah. Put in the glass cup, which for no reason. All right, guys. We're signing off. And for you guys that are watching YouTube, follow me on Instagram at Caleb Che. That's where we're doing a live stream. That's why Eli was looking down here.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So
anyway, well, if you guys have any questions about what we were talking about, or you just need help in general, want us to reach out, comment down below, reach out, DM us. You know what to do.
Guys, please reach out. I want to make sure that everyone that watches these kind of videos, that's why I wrote down the questions. I asked myself, like, if I really want to help people, I have to plan on how I want to help people. That also could mean, and we don't have to have this every week, but it also means writing down questions. Like, when I thought about these questions to ask Eli and me, it was questions on what I think could help you guys. Right? So, like, we want to help. I'm making these live videos, guys. I'm taking 31 minutes out of my day on a Sunday to be able to reach more people, to be able to provide tips and advice that have helped us along the way, and be able to give it to you guys. That one piece of advice that I'm talking about right now, I realize that can make the biggest difference in somebody else's life. And so me taking 30 minutes out of my day to make a big change in somebody else's life, what is that going to do to me? Like, I want to be able to provide help for you guys. So anything business related, anything personal development related, right? I see Josh Christian there. I remember giving you advice, man, on motivation, saying that you're young, that you have potential, right? Like, I am serious that when I say that, I want to help you guys, and Eli wants to help you guys as well. We want to help. We want to grow this channel into a community where we can all grow as individuals, as young entrepreneurs, as millennials, because I think our generation needs more of that. And I think that social media is a great platform in order to be able to do that. So on that note, guys, we're going to peace out here. I hope you guys enjoyed the live for Sunday. Every Sunday, we're hopping on here, doing a live where we talk about personal development, things of that nature. I'm going to have a time ready for you guys. I think it's going to be around 10 a.m., but I'll update you guys on that. On that note, happy Sunday.
Signing off.
Signing off, baby. Peace out, guys. End stream. Wah.